gentlemen, we are live here today for the Politicking Networking Show. Thank you for being our visitor today, and I appreciate you and your time today. This will be our new show that we are hosting and having. I will be your master of ceremony, and I will be giving you everything that you need to know in the greater Baton Rouge area. Today, for our first guest, we have my good friend and long-time good buddy, Sateria Tate. Today she will be discussing a lot of things that she have going on, our relationship, what we have going on currently, and also stuff that she has ventured off in and she is about to take off and shake the city up with. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming in Sateria Tate.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for calling me.
Thank you for coming in. I would love to know what you got going on. Could you tell the people what your name is and everything and how to get in touch with you?
Well, my name is Sateria Alexander. I can be reached by email, which is Sateria, that's Sateria .T.Alexander, ALEXANDER @gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get that. We'll be flashing some on the screen so you can make sure that you put that in your Palm Pilots. So, lately, what do you have going on that you can let us in on a little tidbits of what you know about to hit us with in the city?
Well, actually, working on several projects. One of the largest ones that is actually going to take place in the next few days is BR Peacemakers. We're doing a violence reduction strategy. It consists of clergy and community members. We have our very first kickoff meeting on the 29th of this month at Jewel J. Newman Community Center. We invite everybody to come out. We're just trying to create strategy where we can reduce some of the violence that we see happening in our community. Oftentimes we talk about it, we wear our RIP shirts, but it's time for us to actually take control of our community and do something about it. We always talk about what the cops are doing and what everybody else is doing to our community. We also have to address what we're doing to ourselves.
I love it, I love it. You have to self-check before you check anybody else.
That's good.
Also with that, could you give them the time and the place where this event will be held on the 29th?
Yes, it's actually going to be Jewel J. Newman. It's in Scotlandville. I believe the address is 1325 Central Road, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70807. And the event starts at 5 o'clock p.m.
All right, yeah, that's going to be the time from 12 to 2 p.m.
I'm sorry, we didn't do the dinner, we're doing the lunch, and I'm sorry we changed the time, you're right.
And ladies and gentlemen, lunch will be served. So
lunch will be served.
Yeah, come with your appetite, ladies and gentlemen.
You can also find us online at Facebook at BR Peacemakers.
And also, could you give them who will be there and who will be attending, and who are the Peacemakers? Could you elaborate?
So the Peacemakers are just several community members, myself included, Eugene Collins, Quayla Chambers. We're going to bring in several people from our community. One is Bernell Williams and LaFannery Rito, and we're also bringing in Reverend Morrissey.
All right, that sounds like that's going to be a nice event that y'all have going on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about that event, you can call area code 225-288-9589.
That's it.
So, with that, what time, we know that it's going to be from 12 to 2. Could you just give us a little play-by-play exactly what's going to be going on?
So, again, it's community members. We're going to start with a discussion. This is an opportunity for anyone that's trying to figure out what you can do to get involved, to come out and find a place to get involved. The strategy is to basically hit the ground running. We are not afraid of our communities. We're going to hit the pavement, go into our communities, find some of the areas that everyone else is afraid to go into, and go there and sit and talk with our people and try to make some differences and changes and see what our community needs from us to get better and do better.
Yeah, I think that's real important because actually today we have a funeral of my good friend Calvin Brown, rest in peace. His funeral is today, and I think that we need to take a real initiative. So people, you all need to attend this event, and we need to be proactive in participating in our community and doing things that are proactive. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you put that in your dates, put that in your calendars, and make sure that you come out. Also, rest in peace to Lewis. It's been a lot of gun violence that's been in our city, and we need to highlight that and let that know, because before you can check anybody, you must self-check, and we must be accountable. we must become a people that are accountable with our actions. Also, with that being said, is there anything else you'd like to let the people know?
Well, in the North Baton Rouge community, that's where I'm from, actually from Eden Park. What we are doing is working on additional strategy for community development. We are creating spaces where people such as vendors can come in and start selling goods and build their businesses. We have a lot of other projects that we're pulling together to make happen in the community, so stay tuned with that. I'm also the chair of North Baton Rouge Now Blue Ribbon Commission, and as a commission we have actually taken initiative to do things for our community, like for instance bringing the emergency room to North Baton Rouge. That was an initiative that was actually influenced by our body. We don't look for credit, but that was something that was important to us, and it was important enough for us to actually shed light on that. So that's one of the things that we worked on. We've also worked on police reform, most recently keeping the zoo where it is. The reason that was necessary, I don't think a lot of people understood, that is one of the last economic drivers in our city, in our area. So it was important for us to retain that. So the next step for that is also get funding for that initiative. But not just that, also build the area around the zoo, which is North Baton Rouge, which impacts our people. So stay tuned, we'll actually be bringing some things to highlight some of those efforts.
And I just appreciate everything that you're doing in the community. We was watching the news and we would always see your face. You're fighting that good fight when other people are at home sleeping. So it's always good to have somebody that's fighting for you.
Well, brother, I can say the same here for you, man. I mean, you were out there when everybody else forgot. When everybody else was at the house, you were out there, standing up for what was right, fighting for rights when people didn't understand the reality of things or the importance of things. So I want to take a moment right now to thank you.
And I appreciate that, my sister, but it's not always, the praise that you get, is the progress that you reach, So I appreciate that, but we got a lot of work to do. But on another note, we always here at the Politicking Networking Show promoting black business. So Miss Sateria has a business, and I would love for her to speak about that today.
I have several.
She has several, but I would love for her to speak about that because we always promoting black business in our area, and we need to spend black and always promote black business.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that over before we forget about that, because we must keep money in our pocket as well while we're trying to help our community.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, actually, I do. I have several. My husband has owned a lawn and landscape company for the better part of a decade now. The name of that landscape company is A Cut Above Lawn and Landscape. Give us a call if you have any services that you need, if it's bed rejuvenation, if it's just plain, you need to get something cut, trim, whatever, give us a call. That number is 225-806-8131. We also have a transportation company where we have a luxury party bus. If you ever want a brand new experience, something you've never done before, I'm not talking about the boogie bus, and not to knock them, that's just not our market. What we do is bring the experience. We bring a VIP experience to our guests. You get a professional driver, you get a hostess, you have amenities on that bus that you never thought that could actually be included on a bus. So give us a call. That number is 225-788-2809. Again, 225-788-2809. You can also find us on Facebook. We are A Cut Above Transportation.
And ladies and gentlemen, I can vouch for that. These buses are immaculate. When you go on there, everything is clean. The air blows freezing cold. And I'm telling you, it is worth every penny, but they have the best rates in town. I don't think you're going to find any service that is going to be matching them or any rivals that could even compare. So, often imitated, never duplicated, A Cut Above. We would like for y'all to spend with them and also promote that black business once again. So today we're also going to be discussing a real change in the community. We talked about gun violence, but is there any other ways that you think that we can attack, problems in our community?
Well, first of all, we need to attack the problems in our community. I mean, part of it is education. From education, it is job opportunities, entrepreneurship. It's understanding how to be competitive, understanding how to get into the business that you want, understanding how to be a part of contracting, all of those things. So I think the biggest thing we need to start focusing on or championing is bringing the education to our community, to edify our community so that we can do better and be better.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The Politicking Networking Show. We are live at the parlor that's going to be 705 St. Joseph Street. 70805 is that zip code in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And we are giving you the spiel, the tea on everything that's going on in Baton Rouge. I like to always, be the news you can use, and we're on a need-to-know basis. So I feel like my people need to know. So we will be letting you know all of the current and updated things that are going on in the city, like the zoo, like black business, like events that are going on today at Gus Young Park. I like to highlight the Juneteenth celebration that is going on at Gus Young Park, ladies and gentlemen. Could you go out there and could you participate? They got a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of activities for the kids, a lot of activities for adults. So please go out there, get educated, find out what the Juneteenth celebration is really about, know about your heritage, know about what you're celebrating. There's a lot of holidays that we celebrate that we know nothing about, but this is one that's really important to our black community. It's really important to my heart and it's near and dear. So I think that we all need to get out there and we just need to, pay a little bit more attention and, have a good time. There's going to be a lot of fellowship, a lot of free food, a lot of free activities, free, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
So you have no excuse not to show up.
If you don't mind, there is something that I would like to bring attention to for other black business owners that maybe are having trouble.
There and LJ, I appreciate what those fellas are doing in the community as well. They behind the scenes on a lot of stuff, so we all need to support each other in what's going on. It's not enough to just hit that like button.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Give people a call, let them know what they're doing. Let's be active. Let's get behind this train that we have, and everybody, let's get on and let's get positive and let's make a real change in our community. Also, let's go back over that. Support Black Biz. That's going to be SUPPORTBLACK.biz. So we need to be knowing information like this. This is stuff that can help us. Also, any other information that you feel that you may need, you can hit us up at the Resistance.225 on Facebook, and that's going to be the Resistance.225 on Instagram as well. We are always here. We have information. If we don't know, we can point you in the right direction. We are here to assist you in any of your needs that you may have. If we can't help you, we can point you in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the Politicking Networking Show is here for. That's what the Resistance is here for. That's what Miss Sateria is here for, and they are doing a lot in the community. So I would love for y'all to just be proactive and reach out to us because we will reach back to you. Also, at the Politicking Networking Show, we will be giving you tidbits on the body count in the city, which is horrible, but we would like to just let you know what's going on with the persons that are passing away in our city. And we will be highlighting that and, giving a rest in peace shout out to all of those persons who will be laid to rest. Shout out to Shala that passed away. His funeral is also today as well. We need to be remembering people in our community that do things, don't wait till they die to give them their flowers. It's always, people want to wait till you pass away or people want to wait till you're incapacitated to really appreciate you. Appreciate people while they're here. So I would like to say rest in peace to Shala as well and anybody else that has lost their life this week or this month. May God be with you, bless your families, and let's increase the peace in our city, people. To a better note, I would love for everybody to pay attention to what's going on with our government. I hate discussing it, but it must be discussed. We must not make this the norm. We must not stop paying attention. We get to the point where we will just stop paying attention because there's a lot of shenanigans going on. But I would reiterate to you that I would love for you to just keep paying attention because you need to know what's going on, and I feel like you need to know, so we're gonna let you know. So with saying that, how do you feel about the current environment of our government locally and nationally?
I have one thing to say. Go vote, people. What we are seeing in our politics, what we are seeing in our governments is a result of what we are not doing, and that is voting. We can sit down and we could play couch warrior and complain about everything that's happening around us, but we have way more power than we give ourselves. We also have to hold the politicians that we are electing, we have to hold them accountable. If they're not voting for our needs, if they're not voting on behalf of us, their constituents, then we don't need to keep putting them in there. It's not enough to vote for people because they look like us, because let me tell you this, skin folk ain't always kinfolk. So what that means is you have to be more active in knowing how the people you're electing are representing you.
Okay, and we talk about those skinnemies all the time, just because they look like you don't mean they are for you. Let's know who are representing us, we did a lot when it came to that voting thing as well, and like you say, you can't be a couch complainer. You can't be that person that has everything to say, but when it comes time to vote, you are not accountable. You are not there. You're a no-show. So when it comes to that, I would love for you to just pay more attention, and when it's time to vote, take your behind down there and vote. Please go vote.
And be informed. Don't just vote to vote. Don't let people just tell you who to vote for, because everybody comes to the church, they show up with an election ballot, but nobody's doing their due diligence and understanding what these candidates are truly representing. So you're going down there, you're casting a vote for somebody, you don't see them again for another 4 years or whenever their term is up, and nobody's going back and say, well, how did you do when we elected you the first time? You got to do better than that. That goes to our local government, that's our council members. Show up at these council meetings. They happen every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. Show up, understand how our government is actually voting or deciding on things that impact us. Don't just be a standby. Be somebody that's active and understanding. Hey, for all you know, you may end up being, eligible to run yourself. You don't see the results that you're looking for. Just be active and pay attention.
And I would second that notion, because knowing is half the battle.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what's going on in your city, if you don't know where the money trail is going, if you don't know what they say, you have to follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. If you follow the money, you will know what's going on. You will know what's happening in your city. When money's getting spent, changes happen in that area. So just know, if you know who's spending that money, who's voting to have that money spent, just know, follow the money trail, people.
Understand those relationships. Sometimes there's relationships you don't even know exist. Another thing for y'all entrepreneurs, go down there, understand how these contracts are being given out. Those city contracts are actually being given out down there at the council meetings. Go find out who's getting what contracts. Go see what you can do to be eligible for those contracts. This is not enough to just sit there and just be like, well, I can't get what I need. This is you being proactive and understanding the process. Oftentimes what we lack is the understanding of the process. So we don't like the way things happen, but we don't know how to fix them. Get involved and understand that process.
And I can also reiterate that point too, because in those council meetings, they are looking for services. And if you are Johnny on the spot and you have a service and you have a business and they are looking for that service, you are eligible to get that job. And we're not talking about a small job. We're talking about $1 million contracts. Let me repeat that. We are talking about $1 million contracts. And let me just give you an example. The library that was recently built downtown is crumbling from a faulty contractor. I know many contractors that could have got that job and would have done an amazing job, but nobody paid attention to even go down there to even bid on the job.
Absolutely.
And the person who got the job fumbled. So just imagine, big time. So just imagine that could have been a black business that could have recuperated that money and possibly had another job, another $1 million job off that $1 million job, just by being in the know, just being
becoming. It's not just about the individual business. It's also about being able to become an income generator, being able to provide jobs and careers for your people. Something that nobody on the outside of our community is trying to do for us. We got to stop looking for somebody else to swoop in and save us. We got to start saving ourselves.
I'm trying to tell you, you must save yourself. They are not coming. That white horse with everything, no, that chariot not coming until Jesus comes. So you can forget about that. You have to save yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, I will just advise you, this information that we are giving out today, take heed to it. You know, if you just so happen to just be available one day to go to one of these Metro Council meetings, please do.
Second and fourth Wednesday of the month.
Second and fourth Wednesdays of the month. They are free as well. And past 5 o'clock parking is free.
Sure is.
So you don't have to pay for parking downtown if you make it there past 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason not to show up and see what's going on and follow that money trail.
Even if you can't show up for the meeting, they post the agendas online every week before the actual meeting. The agenda is posted online. So if you're not actually able to make it to a meeting, at least pull the agenda and review and see what they were discussing or what they were voting on.
And people, let's start reading.
Please.
Jesus. It's to a point, if you want to hide something from us, you put it in the book. Like we say it all the time, but reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. So make sure that you incorporate this into your lifestyle. You know, even if it's a book with pictures in it, I don't care. Let's start incorporating at least a book into your lifestyle, because this will increase your vocabulary. This will iron sharpens iron. And you know, we must get to a point where we are sharpening iron at all times in our lives.
Knowledge is truly power.
Ooh, knowledge is power. And knowing is half the battle. So ladies and gentlemen, please, you know, we will be here every week giving you these tidbits, giving you information, sharing this information with you so that you can use this information. And you know, what's happening is we have people out there that are weaponizing this information against us because we don't know this. We must use this information and we must weaponize it. And we must become literate in our processes, what we do in the black community and as a whole. So ladies and gentlemen, right now we will be discussing probably one more topic. We're at the 22-minute point. We will be doing, you know, that time flies. It flies. I think the last topic that I really want to discuss, you know, it's kind of controversial. We're going to talk about Kanye today. So, you know, he's been in the news, you know, a lot of people have been discussing him from the old to the young, you know. What exactly are your views on Kanye?
Kanye. Sometimes the brother just seems like he's in a sunken place. I digress. Other times, as controversial as what he's saying is, there is some truth to it. We may not all, but sometimes there is truth to it. I always say this: don't focus on the messenger, focus on the message. So, as crazy as Kanye may be, and as bad as his delivery may be, we got to understand one thing this brother said that is true. Maybe not in the exact way that he said it, is that we actually have choices. So we can choose to continue to let the status quo be what it is. We can continue to be oppressed. We can continue to be powerless. Or we can make the choice to stand up, to brush ourselves off, to get the information that we need, to come together, not fight each other, but come together and make things better. Yeah,
and you know, his communication skills are subpar. You know,
they're lacking.
They're very lacking. But there's truth in every lie. You know, and like you said, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, that he's also in that sunken place, and that's just a situation. Sometimes you just need to shut up. That's just point blank period.
He's never been good at that.
He's never been good at that. But I also advise everybody too in that situation. I want to shout out Van Jones, who is from South Baton Rouge. You know, people, you know, the sky's the limit. Just because you're from the greater Baton Rouge area does not mean that you cannot, you know, attack the stars. You know, I'm aiming for the stars, but I'll take the moon. You know, I'm not too picky about it, man. It's a way, you know, if you have drive, if you have dedication, you can get out of here.
We put limitations on ourselves.
Right. And I would, you know, just look around. You know, it's a lot of influential people that come from here that are doing good things. So, you know, let's highlight that brother that's over there at TMZ doing his thing straight from South Baton Rouge, Van Jones.
Not just that, let's highlight him and let's celebrate him, because I'll tell you what, he brought truth at the moment the truth needed to be brought.
Right.
Again, on the other side of it, there was nuggets of truth in what Kanye was saying. He was just poor at delivering, but Van brought it on home.
I think I told a little fib, ladies and gentlemen. I said that was going to be the last topic, but we still have 5 minutes left. And I also want to highlight something I think is real important and near and dear to my heart. A lot of people talk about the Colin Kaepernick situation, you know, he's always highlighted, but I also want to highlight that brother Eric Reed, who was straight from Baton Rouge, and he's been ostracized right now. He's the next target. He's one of the top safeties in the league, and he's having trouble finding work. He's been blackballed out of the NFL, and a lot of people have just forgotten about this brother. I want to highlight him because he's from Baton Rouge, and he was with Kaepernick the whole time. He took that knee. As soon as Kaepernick started taking the knee, he was there. So I want to highlight that brother Eric Reed, who is from this area, and I feel like that us, as people from the greater Baton Rouge area, need to be fighting for him. Because it's a shame that a black man that stands for something loses everything. You know, he's in a situation to where his performance is well deserved of a contract. But out of 32 teams in the league, he can't receive a contract. He's in the prime of his career. He's an elite player. He's a Pro Bowler. He's done amazing things in the community, and he's still fighting for us, but we won't fight for him. And I think that's a shame.
And this is where our collective voices need to be heard. This is where we have to put down self and put together community. Oftentimes we see that we bicker with each other. We come together when it's time to fight each other. But when it's time to stand for each other, we're not doing that. We have a voice. We need to be supporting that brother.
Oh yeah, we scared when that big white man come in with that, you know, no disrespect, but you know, we'll kill each other. But you know, when something else happens, we are far and few between, you know. But I just want to highlight that brother Eric Reed on the Politicking Networking show here today and let people know and, you know, shine a light on that situation, because it's a situation that needs to be pointed out, and we need to shine that light and let it be known that we are in his corner. We represent him. He's from this area. He's fighting for us, so we need to be fighting for him, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the 28-minute mark now. It's been wonderful sitting here talking to you today, Sateria. I appreciate you coming in. You know, you were impactful. You were the best first guest I think I could have had.
Oh, thanks.
So we will be here every week on the Politicking Networking show. You're welcome to come back anytime.
I would love to come back.
Most definitely, anytime.
But I'm definitely going to promote this. I think this is great. We need that. We need more of this type of positive energy, and we need people that's going to put the information out there in the universe. Thank you.
And I appreciate you, and we will be here anytime you want to come back and just let us know anything that you have going on in the community.
Absolutely.
You have an outlet. We'll be here every Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be 705 St. Joseph Street. 70805 is that zip code, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We will be here, and we will be giving you the scoop, the tea on the city and the greater Baton Rouge area. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. I am Redell Resistance Norman, signing out here today with the Politicking Networking show. Thank you so much, Sateria.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Salute.